Let's start. Gently close your eyes. Keep yourself completely stable over wherever you are sitting on. Keep your feet down, firmly placed. If you're sitting cross legs, keep your thighs and legs firmly down towards the couch. Slowly lift your pubis up, elevate your rib cage up, rotate your shoulders back, collapse them. Bring the scapula together, tuck your belly in, pull the glutes down further to the ground. Start observing your breath with this posture. Quietly observing the breath. Inhale and exhale slowly. We'll do 3 times Omkara chants along with the breath. Inhale. Om. 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 यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्याना स्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः praying unto the effulgent self, the divine, who is beyond the realm of knowing and unknown. Simple palming. Can anyone mention where we left? Do anyone have a record of it?
Yes.
264.
64, yeah.
2.64?
That was the last one. 2.64, so that was the last one.
Okay. Thank you. 2.65. Prasade sarvadukhanam. Prasade sarvadukhanam. Hanirasyopajayate. Hanirasyopajayate. Prasannachetaso hyashu. Prasannachetaso hyashu. Buddhif paryavatishthate. Buddhif paryavatishthate. So in 2.64 we understood prasadam adhigacchati. A person who is well established in self acquires prasadam. Prasadam is nothing but mental peace. Shuddha manasa, sattva shuddhi. Is there any acquiring? Is there any becoming? Is there any seeking? Is there anything that we do outside in this spiritual world? Definitely the answer is no. There is no seeking, there is no acquiring, there is no accomplishing, there is no becoming. But when the ego, the clouded delusion gets away and we understand, it's more than understanding, and we get to experience that we are not this body embodied soul or something, or whatever we understand us to be. Far more than that belief, we recognize, we realize us to be the truth, the infinite. Then realization dawns. So it is not right to use the word accomplishing or acquiring here. We don't accomplish or acquire anything. In fact, Adi Shankaracharya, the Bhashyakara, the commentator of Bhagawad Gita, keeps on saying that there is no chikirsha, there is no jigyasa in saints, in Siddha Prajnas. What is chikirsha? We always have this desire to do something, that is chikirsha. Jignasa, we always have this desire to know something. Bhashyakara says when chikirsha and jignasa gets extinguished, and this is fire, no? This grows, especially after 2020 COVID struck. We have become more than an IT personnel, knowing different sorts of information, all put in a platter. And then more of anxiety. The more we tend to learn things, the more anxious we become. The more confused we become. Or more half-knowledged we become. So hence, Shankaracharya, Guruji, rightly points out that chikirsha, the desire to do, and jigyasa, the desire to know, is all verily the desire. Hence, extinguish it, and then you will be relaxed. You will be at the state of repose. That is your effulgent self. Now coming back, prasade sarva dukkhanam hanihi. That is what 2.65 talks about. Only through prasada, all the world's troubles end. Hani means solution. No? It is always mentioned in Bhagavad Gita and also in Patanjali Yoga Sutras, no? As hani. Hani means solution. Hanam, solution. Hanam. What is Hanam according to Rishi Patanjali? According to Rishi, Hanam is being free from misery, being free from kleshas. What is misery? Misery is being with my husband, ma'am. Misery is being with my wife and kids. No. The real misery is avidya, the ignorance, the seed with which we are all thinking ourselves to get born. No? We are born this day. We think that we are born on such and such date. Why does this thinking of being born or someone died arise? Because the ego inside is strongly making us agree, making us believe that this body, which contains something called mind, intellect, emotions inside, is me. And then we say, he is born, I am born. Oh, that person died that day. This is avidya, ignorance. This is first misery. The second one is asmita. Asmita is ego, which gives the special characteristic feature that yes, you are the mom of XYZ. Yes, you are the sister of ABC. Yes, you are the husband of ZZZ. The sense of I-ness and mine-ness is asmita, is ego. That is the second misery. The third one is afflictions. Afflictions can be both positive and negative, right? Hence, attachments, raga, the positive affliction, becomes the third. And the fourth one, which comes all along with the third, is dvesha, hatred. Okay, once you have this compartment inside your head that this is what I want, this is what I prioritize, this is how it goes good, this is what is called good, this is how I like, and hence it is good. And all those things which are opposite of it comes under the category of dvesha, that we hate. We are not comfortable with. We are not okay with it. So third and fourth miseries come always together. Last but not the least is abhinivesha, the fifth klesha, the fifth misery. Is too much involvement in this life. When you're too much involved into the activities of life, you are always anxious, fearful, scared to death, or either you are in that zone, or you're always depressed, frustrated, cribbing, wailing, weeping. You're in that zone. What is too much involvement into life? What is too much involvement into action? I don't know. I don't have any measure. We don't have a thermometer to measure. What is too much involvement? What is the metric gauge? The real metric gauge between actions, karma yoga, and mere actions, karma, is that thin fabric called expectation. And that decides whether you are too much involved in this life or not. As simple as that. This is the equation. Hence, involvement is not dedication. Involvement is egoistic indulgence, and hence it is expectation involved even before starting up some action. This is mine. This is my action. This is my outcome. This is how it had to come. Oh my God. How is this different from the theory? I read it different and I'm seeing it different. You know? So, sarva dukkhanam hanihi, all sorts of miseries. Avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha, all sorts of misery gets resolved with prasade, prasadam, mental annihilation, going beyond this intellect. Simply put, is a state of ecstasy. How can one be happy without involvement? How can one be happy when things occur according to his dvesha, his hatred? He doesn't want things to happen that way, but things happen eventually. Events lead to results, resultant actions lead to some other outcome which is unfavorable. How come one be ecstatic? Only when one goes desireless, as we have started with the statement. Na chikirshati na jigamsati. No chikirsha, no jijnasa. He has no desire to act. Which means, is he idle? Is he sitting idle doing nothing, sitting in the easy chair watching TV or playing with some mobile games? No. He is in the state where he does not need any other external means for which he has to do something and then be happy. Achkirshati na jigamsati. He becomes the wisdom himself. He becomes the self-effulgent sun himself, where light is emanating. He doesn't need any torchlight. Prasade sarva dukkhanam hanihi. Mental annihilation. When you quieten all your thoughts, all your expectations, all the desires to act, all the desire, the very problem is desire, Desire means I am desiring this. Desire means that you still believe that this is you. This is you. This is the problem. Swami Dayananda Saraswati, I had a fortunate blessing to listen to him privately, one-to-one also, while I was doing my master's in yoga in Bangalore, where he funnily used to mention this story. We are all crackpots. This is our basic problem. He calls this as a basic problem and addresses us as crackpots. Why so? He gives this unique analogy of pot and the sand. What is it called? Pot and the mud. Every pot is made of the same mud. Some pots are tall, some pots are stout, some are short, some are voluminous. Start to think of yourself if pots start to disagree, become jealous, that the stout ones are trying to become taller, looking at the tall ones. This is what is happening nowadays, right? And the tall ones suddenly say, oh my God, I'm not able to hold many, so I have to be voluminous, I have to be huge. Such crackpots we are. Not eventually understanding that the basic fabric of this entire universe is mud. The spot universe is mud. And everybody is crackpot because we have a crack here. And then eventually we become the mud. It's the same analogy where Bhashyakara Adi Shankaracharya ji used to give. The misinterpreted rope, the snake which is being illusioned over the rope. Unless until you switch on the light, you still fear that there is a snake in the room. That illusion has to be uncovered. Prasade sarva dukkhanam hani. And that is the real solution to all problems. Think of this. What is your problem? What is your problem? Let us relate our problems with that equation. Okay? Think of this. What is our problem? We think about family, we think about profession, we think about career, we think about disease. No? Something is troubling us. We think about our body. Something is happening around. We are troubled. Krishna says when there is dvandva, there will always be trouble. Nirdvandvo nityasatvastaha niryogakshema atmavan. He says, go beyond dualities. When there is two, you always see two persons, you and him, you and her. But where is this duality? There's no duality. We're all mud in this universe, right? Everybody has this composition of Traigunya Vishaya Vedaha, Sattva Tamas components, the triads of gunas. Yes, we learnt about this also. Yes. Everybody is made of Pancha Prakriti, Pancha Mahabhuta. Think of this. Everything is made up of, forget for some moments Nyaya, Vaisheshika and other Indic philosophical system. Let's go towards science. What does science believe? Even when you're 7 feet tall human being, you and that little fungus are all made up of same particles. This big organism, that small one, everything is one and the same. Where is the other when everything is singular? When you are singular, when I am singular. When there is duality, there is trouble in mind. Okay. Now you talk about duality. Should I have to keep myself mum when things are wrong happening? I was talking to this woman, worried about the same thing, family, happenings in the family. So while talking to her, I was mentioning what is the choice that you've got? Okay, you can't change this person. You have to get out of this family. Do you want to get out of this family? She says, I don't have to get out of this family. You have to be with this family and try understanding how they go. It is the same thing that they are also doing. The other family members are also doing about you. Mhm. So when everything is paying way to the same, when everyone, each and everyone is marching towards the same, how is that we are differently agonizing the pain? Or either, I told her, either you become the Supreme Court Justice, the Chief Judge, so that you can revise all the wrongs and establish all the rights. Or you become the school teacher and you better lead your family as a school principal. She said, both is not going to happen. Then Swami Gaurgopala Das used to say, there is no technical right, technical wrong in this life. If you're going to use those chashma, use those spectacles of seeing this is technically right, technically wrong, you're going to be the most lunatic person in this world. Why? Because you always have to choose what is practically right and disengage what is practically wrong. So, most importantly, agony in the mind is not only because of emotionalizing the aspect, it also is because of this unsteady intellect, which always try to perceive this is right, this is wrong. Whoever was right is more attached, is more closer to me. I have affinity towards that. Whoever is wrong is completely wrong, and I have to um, come away from that circumstance. I have to get out of that or shield myself from that person. Circling in the same kleshas, same cloud of kleshas, raga and dvesha. Now coming back to Krishna's solution, Hanihi Prasadam. How does this prasada happen? How does this prasada is blessed? That's how I have to say. How is this prasada blessed unto us? Only when we become nirdvandvaha, niryogakshema, atmavan. Only when we go beyond dualities, being singular, being in the consciousness. Niryogakshema, go beyond profit and preservation. We are always worried about what is benefiting to me, what is beneficial to more. How do I preserve this? This is hard earned, not only money, reputation, image, brand. This is how I am. This is what I am. This is how it has to be. This is preservation. And Krishna specifically says, just let that go, my dear. Yoga kshemam bahamyaham. I'll take care of profit and preservation. I'll take care of your benefits. I'll take care of your preservation. You don't have to worry about it. Just that let go attitude. Just that state of surrender. Surrender is not just, I think I've mentioned this about a million times. Surrender is not getting completely like a enslaving, like a slave or enslaving yourself, but it is a huge weapon of being strong, because only through surrender you get to realize who you are. The cloud is dispensed. The clouding of your intellect is dispensed. Hanihi asya upajayate. The solution happens then and there, he says. When and where? When there is tranquility in the mind. When does that mind gets tranquil? When your intellect is steady. What is steady intellect? Not that is seeing right and wrong. Right and wrong intellect will always, what does it do? It is like that balance, huh? The spring balance. Never steady. A steady intellect will see which is permanent, which is temporal, which is self, which is non-self, which is sense, which is nonsense. Which is pure, which is impure. The tranquil mind and steady intellect. Vyavasayatmika buddhi. We learned about it. Yes. That strong will. That strong will to analyze, to apprehend what is truth and what is non-truth, what is permanent, what is unchanging entity, and what is changing. Hanihi asya upajayate. It will happen. The solution happens then and there. Prasanna chetaso hyashu buddhihi paryavatishtate. When the mind becomes tranquil, hyashu means very quickly, at that very moment, at that spur of the moment, what will happen? Buddhihi paryavatishtate. The intellect abides by the self. Because it knew what is right, what is truth and what is non-truth. Nowadays, it is becoming a trend to make Hollywood pictures on Vedantic principles. My son wanted to watch Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning. He says, Mom, we never know. Tom Cruise will make the other movie, the next movie. It is already written Final Reckoning. I think this is the last one you have to watch. I said, we can go. In which the movie starts with the changed, twisted perspective of something called entity created by artificial intelligence, where you think that Afghanistan, for example, okay, Afghanistan is nice, is worthy of fortune to be there, having a vacation there is going to be a lovely thing. And somewhere in USA, there are turmoils between Muslims and Christians. So that twisted the picture can be. And the news headlines, anything, Google search, the websites that you browse, everything will show the same twisted picture. Then Tom Cruise understands every pitch of his action to bring in solution or to break that entity code, to break that ignorance of twisted perspective. He tries to analyze just the opposite of what it has been shown, of what he hears, of what he listens to, you know. Vitarka badhane pratipaksha bhavanam. Patanjali also says when the mind is unstable with contorted thinking about universe, contorted thinking about yourself, try staying in the opposite of it, the antagonistic approach. And truth lies there. Interestingly, the entity AI, which is the false, seemingly true, the snake on the rope, and then Tom Cruise finds what is called the truth, the anti of the anti-God principle or anti-entity principle. It was very interesting, but coming back to prasada, mental tranquility. What is this mental tranquility? Let me conclusively make you comprehend on what this tranquility means. Tranquility does not happen. Calm down, Lalita, calm down. Anything that is happening, the house is on fire, calm down, calm down. No, that is not tranquility. Tranquility is annihilation of thoughts, total annihilation of thoughts, combined with steady intellect. By intellect, I mean the right perspective of truth. Someone does any harm to you, ask yourself, who is harming whom? Is there any harm? Like Ramana Bhagavan asks, no? Once Bhagavan was sitting there and he was asked this question. People say the self-realization happens to the body, which is free from disease, which can do beautiful postures, extreme ends, bend, twist. Yoga professionals also believe in that. Bhagavan, please throw light. What is right? Bhagavan simply asks question. Oh, you mean to say a realization happens to body? Question the question. That is his magic. You mean to say realization happens to the body? What is realization? Realization is understanding that there is no body, no bloody body. And we are not that. Understand when you are hurt, you feel harm, the body and mind is hurt. You have already come far away from your center, and the mind, the evil mind, is at work. It had won you at all sides, right, left, right, U-turn. On all sides, the mind has won you, won over. Because it made you realize that I despise him. It made you cry. It made you crib. Because crying, cribbing, despising, everything happens to the mind which sees many. When the one, the enlightened, the sthita prajna, the established, steady intellect person, a person of stable awareness, abides by his self, the mind is at no play. There is no many, there is just one. The one. When there is just the one, can anything happen to the one? Can anything else happen to the one? When there is another, there is trouble, there is hatred, there is love, there is merry, there is celebration. Bhagavan Ramana and similar other saints lived with this principle of being the ekatattva abhyasaha. Patanjali says, ekatattva, one concept. What to do there? Abhyasaha, practice that ekatattva. Practice, keep practicing. When someone harms you, especially when someone makes you angry, Bhagavan Ramana asks, oh, this is angry. Go inside yourself. This is angry. Who is angry? Who is getting that anger? You're frustrated. Who is frustrated? Oh, wise. Wise will make you linger on with the problem. Why me? Why this? Why shouldn't it be that way? Wise will never help. Who will help? Ask who's to your question. Especially when the mind is in the odds, angry, hatred, agonized. Especially in those, not while it is celebrating, huh? When it is rejoicing, never asks who, huh? You will be totally flattered. Me! Instant the reply comes, it is me. It is because of me. I did this. I am rejoicing. This is my celebration. This is me time. Oh, that is very important. That's the in thing now. Me time. All this sorts of nonsensical answers come. Minds at work again, at play. You have to ask question only when the minds are at odds. Then it will realize. Then it starts to traumatize itself. Oh my God. I was thinking of getting some attention from this fellow. No, it is asking. No, this fellow is asking who is me. And suddenly there becomes annihilation of thoughts. Every fragment, every fiber of mind loses its existence. Like when the class teacher is away from the class, the children become, very naughty, noisy. None is at their places. Everybody is running here and there. The moment they listen, oh my God, the teacher is coming. Everybody is at their places. Quiet. Nobody has done nothing. It is like that. The mind acts like that. Interestingly, Schrodinger also talks about this principle on atoms. When there is an observer, the atoms behave in a different manner. When there is none, the atoms behave in a different manner. There came the theory of wave and particle and both principle. So this is how it is. Annihilation of thought happens with Swadhyaya like this, happens with Vedanta Shravana, listening to Vedantic principles like this, and also by introspecting who, the self-inquiry, that powerful weapon. So prasadam, total annihilation of mind. It doesn't end there. The second one is steady intellect. You have to destroy this avidya. Whenever mind booms or blooms, goes into blue, or sees all pink. Whenever you're being pulled and pushed by the events, always see, I am not being pulled. I am not being pushed. Events happen and they are inconsistent, hence changing, temporal. Every time, slowly the intellect crawls into the state of stability. Slowly it resonates with the truth more and resigns, and it nullifies all the seemingly true falsified things like Tom Cruise. Steady intellect. Like Aurelia says, two pences, annihilation of thought and steady intellect. Prasada. The today's lesson. Thank you, and the session is open for questions.